Welcome back to natachagoree Life. This is the continuation, chapter 2 of Get More Living Out of Life, a guide for personal and professional growth by Barbara Walter Shields. We are in chapter 2. And in chapter 2, we go into if not now, when? Okay. I gave a presentation entitled Planting Seeds for Professional and Personal Growth. Yes, I know I read that backwards. Which included material from chapter 1. It addressed the large number of people who were allowing lack of planning, no self-development, low self-esteem, or poor attitudes, self-limiting beliefs, and failure to leave their own comfort zone stop them from getting what they really wanted out of life. I suggested at the time that what they had to do was let go of any ideas about themselves that was limiting their ability to grow and become achievers. I further suggested that growth doesn't get started until we do, and that we must first decide what it is we want to achieve, plan our first steps, and then do the thing that moves us towards getting what we want. And I concluded by saying that if we do these things, we will be on our way to achieving personal and professional growth. It is now 12 years later, and I just wonder how many people of all whom I've shared that message with have started moving toward getting what they really want out of life. I wonder how many have even given it any further thought, and I wonder how many are better off now than they were then. And to those of you who are reading this book and who are not getting what you want out of life, I have a question for you too. If not now, when? Stop living in the past. It seems that too many of us waste our years waiting for better times in the future or reflecting upon better times in the past instead of working for better times in the present. But you see, the problem with waiting for tomorrow is that when it arrives, it is called today. Today is yesterday's tomorrow. The question is, what did you do with yesterday's opportunities? We will all probably know people who think, eat, sleep, and talk about the past. The entire conversation is about the past and the good old days. But here's an SOS. The past is history. We cannot relive it. And that's the way it should be. Living in the past means clinging to non-productive attitudes and remaining in situations that hinder our personal and professional growth. But growth can only occur in the present. So we need to show how high respect for now, because the present is real time and real time is only the time. And now you know. And you know what? To me, these are the best of times. As a matter of fact, today is the best of days. Today is the best time to be alive. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. This is the good old day. When I woke up this morning in my right mind and a good portion of my health, I knew that this is truly a good old day. Kimbrough, who by the way is one of my favorite motivational writers, said, "We age not by years, but by events and our emotional reaction to them. Faith, courage, interest, and optimism bring us new life and more life. Futility, pessimism, frustration, and living in the past is not only characteristic of old age, but they contribute to it. Our future is bound in our present, and our thoughts and actions today will define our tomorrow. If we want a better future, then we must change our thoughts and actions today. When we put things off until tomorrow, we are placing our success beyond our reach. When we waste today, we waste tomorrow. We can learn from the past, we can plan for the future, but the only place and time to make something happen is now, the present. So I'll ask you again, if not now, when? Kimbrough says, the present moment, if you think about it, is the only time there is. No matter what time it is always now. Yet, too often we live somewhere else and we rob ourselves of the full experience of the present. Although the past is over and the future is never quite here, our minds are usually so involved with one or both of them that the present serves very little function except to form a bridge between the two. Living fully in the moment is key to both personal and spiritual liberation. To be set free of your obsessions with the past is to be free of the chains that bind us. We do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living fully in the present. We do not secure a better future by living in the future. We secure a better future by living fully and well in the present. Every month is a new beginning, and so is every new day. Perhaps we have a curtain of night to separate the day that is gone. All of our yesterdays ended up last night. It makes no difference how long we've been alive. All of those yesterdays are gone. They are all ended. This day is absolutely new. We've never lived it before. What an opportunity. Let go of the past. What happened in the past doesn't dictate who we are or how we live today. It tells us nothing of what is possible if we choose to walk in a different path. I realized a long time ago that yesterday is history and that I needed to move on with my life. The realization is living in the present by no means meant surrendering my responsibility to correct some things from the past or to plan for a future. In fact, it was the ultimate in my taking responsibility for both the past and the future. The best way to deal with the past, though, is to learn from it so as not to repeat the same mistakes that we made before. Okay? One of the most dangerous things is to be shackled to your past. It holds you captive with the image of what you could have accomplished had you not done this or that or the other. When you find yourself dwelling on the past in a way that makes you think of less of yourself or your ability to make changes, let go of those thoughts and focus on what's happening right now. Learning to live in the present moment is a part of the path of joyfulness. Just as people brood about yesterday, they worry about tomorrow. But if you take care of today, tomorrow will take care of itself. So don't dwell on those things that are behind. Reach forward to those things that are ahead. Hey, I press toward the mark of the prize. Okay, my bad. Sorry. The past is a dead issue, and we can't gain momentum moving forward tomorrow if we are dragging the past behind us. Unfortunately, that's what too many people do. They drag the past with them wherever they go. But they need to understand that yesterday ended last night. And if we don't look ahead, we will remain behind. We cannot change yesterday. We can only make the most of today and look with hope toward tomorrow. Don't dwell on the past. Get over it. When Moses died and the people were mourning, after a period of time, Joshua was told to get up and lead the people to the promised land. Protect the present and the future from the past by facing the past and moving forward. Boom. Dun, dun, dun. See how that just moves right into that? Taking one step at a time. The idea of taking one day at a time seems very narrow, but never underestimate the cumulative, but never underestimate the cumulative effect of the days that we live. One moment may seem important, but as we begin to multiply those moments, it's astounding how many we would have in a day, a week, a month, and a year. Move now toward that which you desire most. I always hasten to admit that I am still a work in progress. Hello, we all are. Hello. And I sure don't have all the answers. None of us do. But I learned a long time ago that in order for me to reach my potential in life, I must take action that is consistent with my purpose and packed with my energy and effort. I also learned that we are on our way to becoming a success when we have made friends with our past, are focused on our present, and are optimistic about our future. Hello, see your future with joyous eyes, people. You have the power. If you are finished with where you were and you are ready for where you're about to go, then kiss your old ghost goodbye. I choose to look toward the future, and I invite you to come along with me. Y'all better come on, get on this future train. Find your purpose. Yes. This is the best part of the book to me. Anyways, finding your true purpose in life is the starting point of all achievements because purpose gives life meaning. The most successful people are not necessarily smarter or even luckier. They just know that they have to be clear about where they are going and what it is they want to achieve. Bam! To do this, they must have a sense of purpose. Your purpose is your guide to fulfilling your life's destiny. Most of us desire the better things in life: love, family, happiness, financial security, friends, good health, and so on and so forth. But few go beyond just hoping and wishing for them. However, if you know what you want and if you are determined to get it and are willing to provide continuous effort and sound planning, then you have discovered your true purpose. Once you learn how to harness the unlimited potential of your own mind, you can then use that to fuel and secure your chief aim. Once you have a sense of purpose, you will have the essence of your own destiny, and you will have the vision and values needed to direct life, to direct your life. Hello? Your life. Your life. You, your life. People who are bored and unhappy can begin to live happy, productive lives, regardless of age, if they take the trouble to find out what it is they really want. If they can settle on a purpose, if they can set their eyes on a purpose, if they can set themselves to view and see a purpose, they will be filled with new vitality. People with positive intensity of motivation are self-starters. They don't wander aimlessly looking for someone to fire them up. It isn't necessary. They have internalized their motivation and are accountable for their own behavioral results. What? 3 snaps, 6 snaps, 12 snaps. There is an old fable about a dog and boasted about his ability to run at breakneck speed. One day he chased a rabbit and failed to catch it. The other dogs laughed and teased him. Finally, he said, "You must remember the rabbit was running for its life, while I was only running for my dinner." You see, having purpose for your life is so important. Benjamin Disraeli, an English writer, wrote, "Nothing can withstand the power of the human will if it is willing to stake its very existence to the extent of its purpose. Until we recognize and live in accord with our underlying purpose, our lives will feel like a puzzle with missing pieces. Knowing our purpose makes life simpler. It makes clear what should or should not be done. Our purpose then becomes our yardstick for what activates and events are important and which are not. There are people, we all know them, okay? They always seem constantly lost and in state of perpetual confusion. They go one way and then another, just like the balls in a pinball machine. They try one thing and then shift to something else. They will usually defend their actions by saying, "This is for real this time." This time it is. But they seem to do the same thing over and over again. And we all know that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result. Their problem is simple. They don't know what they want. They have no purpose. They know they want more out of life, but they can't seem to put a finger on exactly what that is. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Clear your throat. But the thing is, you can't hit a target if you don't know where the target is. Without a purpose, without an adequate plan for the fulfillment of their destiny, people will no doubt succumb to negative patterns of behavior. Those who have no purpose in their lives usually fall easy to prey to worries, fears, depression, and self-pity, which leads to failure, unhappiness, and lack of direction. Just lack, period. Just leads to lack, okay? They go through life searching for favorable breaks, okay? Lucky big breaks is what they search for. But perhaps the biggest break they could ever give themselves is deciding exactly what it is they want or exactly where they want to go. Because if they do not know where they want to go, any road will take them there. It reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, story where Alice and the cat are having a conversation. And Alice asks the cat for directions. He first asks her where she is headed. Alice replies that she doesn't care where as long as she gets somewhere. To which the cat responds, "Then it doesn't matter which way you go. You're sure to do that if you only walk long enough." To know where we are going in life is so important. It doesn't take much to find the high road to success, the path that leads to life most precious possibilities, but to discover those joys and feels passions for the future, we desperately need a roadmap for the present. We need direction for today. We need purpose. But unfortunately, many of us live from day to day without a sense of purpose. Some people even believe that their fate is due to a lack of career, money, or the freedom to do what they want. When actually, what may be lacking is a sense of purpose. In his classic book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill said, 85% of all failures result from not having a sense of purpose. One day, a traveler in a remote country, convinced that he was on the wrong road, came to a halt in a village, calling one of the villagers to the car window. He said, "Friend, I need your help. I'm lost." The villager looked at him for a moment. "Do you know where you are?" he asked. "Yes," the traveler. "I saw the name of your town as I entered." The man nodded his head. "Do you know where you want to be?" "Yes," the traveler replied and named his destination. "You're not lost," said the village. "You just need directions." Emotionally speaking, many of us are in the same position as the traveler. We know where we are sometimes, disappointed, dissatisfied, and experiencing little peace of mind. and we know where we want to be at peace, fulfilled, and living for life more abundantly. Like the traveler, we are not lost. We are just in need of direction. Purpose gives us the direction we need to reach our destination. Purpose also creates the sense of passion for life and gives life meaning. Without a sense of purpose, life becomes incomplete. All successful people have a defined purpose about who they are and what and why they do what they do. When we spend our waking hours planning, plotting to accomplish our dreams, it is a sure sign that we are passionate about it. And when purpose and passion get together, they fuel our wants and propel our dreams into action. They fire us up and motivate us to claim our destiny. When we believe that our purpose is worthwhile when we believe that our purpose is worthwhile and that we are worthy to achieve it, we are more than halfway there, and nothing can hold us back. We need only plant our feet on the road and keep moving forward. A young citizen asked Aristotle, the great philosopher, one day, how do I get to Mount Olympus? To which Aristotle promptly replied by simply ensuring that each step you take is toward Mount Olympus. The world makes way for the person who knows where he or she is going. Please believe the universe will align. Psychologist Alfred Adler says a firm purpose seems to shape natural processes or events. Those with a defined purpose somehow help create the conditions needed for their fulfillment. Think of what it will mean to know where you are going. You immediately eliminate doubts and fears by identifying your purpose. You cannot be led astray by circumstances or by those who are not yet convinced of the power that you possess. Take the initiative now to choose your purpose in life and take control of your destiny. Believe that you have been placed on this earth for a reason and that you fulfill your purpose. You are shaping your own life. You are your own destiny. You. Just do it. Several years ago, a college professor and his wife were visiting the West Indies when the professor noticed a man sitting by the side of the river. Every time the professor passed this spot, he saw the same man. One day, the professor's curiosity got the best of him, and he asked the man why he spent all of his time in such a manner. The West Indian replied that he believed in reincarnation. And according to his belief, we have all lived many times before and we will live many times again. And then he said, this life, I'm sitting out. How many of you know people who seem to be sitting this life out? How many of you know people you haven't seen in a while, and when you ask them how they are doing, they say, same old, same old. To me, that's kind of sad. Some of those people are like soap operas. We can go for months and not tune in to them. Then 6 months later, we look in and the same old stuff is still going on. Michael Landon, the late actor, said, maybe somebody should instill in us right at the beginning of our lives that our time on this earth is short, then we might live life to the utmost, maximizing every minute of every day. The same message is in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6, which says, redeem the time because the days are evil. And in Miss Maxine Waters, I'm reclaiming my time. Okay? Your actions in the moment create patterns in your life. The present moment is where life can be found. The moment is your life. This moment is your life. We often wish away our lives by focusing on what tomorrow could, would, or should bring. But living in the moment brings you a sense of reverence for all of your life's blessings, because the most important moment is right now. The present moment contains the seeds for all things possible. One of the things that made a big difference in my life was the ability to take action. There is no substitute for it. It's sad, but some people simply mark time all their lives. They are waiting for some future event to take them out of where they are right now. They are like the character in a fairy tale, Sleeping Beauty. They're waiting for the kiss that will wake them up and give them the wonderful and glorious future. In the meantime, they simply sleep their lives away. But they need to wake up and realize that today is the beginning of a new day. It is a day that we have been given to us as we will. We can waste it or use it for good. What we do today is important because we are exchanging a day of our life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever, and in its place is something that we have left behind. Let it be something good. It is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. Les Brown, in his video, The Courage to Live Your Dream, asks, how can we determine what's going to happen tomorrow? What will our life be like, he said. What we do today will determine what our tomorrows will bring. We are molding our tomorrows based on how much time, energy we spend working on ourselves now. If we have courage to begin, we have courage to grow and succeed. But growth doesn't get started until we do. We must move, take action, and mobilize ourselves. Planning sometimes paralyzes us, and we freeze up getting prepared to grow. Get ready often gives us a feeling of progress, but it's usually a delay tactic that gets in the way of our growth. Getting going is what puts us further down the road, and the main growth strategy is our willingness to move. When she was taking people into the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman used to say, keep going, keep going. There are so many things to work on. You just keep moving. We have to keep moving. We can't put off the first steps by procrastinating, because procrastination is an enemy to achievement. It eats away at our time and motivation. We must destroy procrastination by eliminating all excuses and reasons for not taking action, for not moving, and we must do it now. Delaying a needed action is simultaneously admitting its necessity and yet refusing to do anything about it. I'm going to read that again. Delaying a needed action is simultaneously admitting its necessity and yet refusing to do anything about it. Procrastination is disrespect for the future and will force us to live in the past, facing yesterday's undone chores. Now is the time for us to move forward and focus on what we want and what we need to do to turn our dreams into realities, so that we are able to spend our life in the manner in which we desire. We need to think about what we have to accomplish at the moment we're doing it. We can reflect upon the past and dream about the future when the project is completed. But while it's underway, we have to keep our focus sharp and to the point. When our attention drifts, our tenacity falters and we lose sight on our goals. However, when our concentration is strong, we are so focused that the nothing can distract us. That nothing can distract us. Not just the nothing, but nothing can distract us. Here's an African parable to keep you motivated, because laziness and procrastination will surely rob you of your success. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows that it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be killed. Every morning a lion wakes up and it knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you had better be running. Okay? Within our hands lie the potential of greatness or the seeds of failure. And if you have the courage to begin, we have the courage to succeed. The qualities that are necessary for great accomplishments are within us at the very moment. If we long for a different future, then we must take action today. We can't let the excitement of dreaming and planning fade away. From now on, we must assume the responsibility of motivating ourselves to act, realizing that the actions we take today will determine the quality of our tomorrows. Because if not now, when? Next chapter read is on who are you hanging with? Hey, and we'll tune in tomorrow to Natasha's Jupiter Life for chapter 3 of Getting More Living Out of Life, a guide of professional and personal growth with Barbara Walters Shields, whom I love. I suggest you guys follow her on social media and things of that nature. And yes, we'll continue reading more self-improvement books, chapter by chapter, growth by growth, because I believe knowledge is power, and information that is seeded into you will help you towards your own autonomy, which will build a better community for yourself, for your future, and for the people around you. Be blessed and abundant.